Money Radio, discussing the business of making and spending money.
It's a beautiful day to all of you from the studio of Leadership Podcast. It is my pleasure to welcome you to today's edition of Money Radio. And today being Friday, it is the transportation segment of the program. Today we are discussing the topic that says Nigeria's troubled aviation industry, matters arising. And in the studio to discuss that topic with me is our transportation correspondent. Yes, a conscienti in the industry. AGK. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Always giving me trouble.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And thank God we are back today to analyze this issue.
Yes,
Let's see what's happening in the aviation industry.
yes. During the week, we heard that one of Nigeria's oldest, right now compared to other airlines, is the oldest. Yes, aero contractors had to shut down operations, and a number of airlines also have been complaining. In fact, there was rumor, which has not been substantiated. There was rumor that they had to operations actually affected Dana Air. It's not something that is confirmed. I'm just mentioning it, but it seems like the aviation industry is actually in troubled waters. What is going on
Yeah,
in the industry?
Mr. Case, you know that since the issue of dollar increase in aviation fuel scarcity, as a matter of fact, let's say since the issue of Russia-Ukraine war, a lot of countries have been having problems with petrol, diesel, fuel, that's crude oil. in
Yes.
general. So these things have marrowed and started affecting different aspects of the economy. Now we have a situation where Nigeria is highly stretched with aviation fuel challenges. What am I saying? In countries like US and UK and other countries abroad, they have a problem with PMS, normal fuel for the car.
Yeah, there's
But
inflation in that area.
in Nigeria, our challenge, even though we have that challenge in it, our major issue is with the aviation fuel, Jet A1. And as it is now, the airline have been stretched. Before now, they used to buy the fuel for 160 naira per liter. As we speak,
A liter of Jet A1.
yes, as we
Alright.
speak now, it's between 800 to 900 naira per liter.
That is huge.
That is huge. That is over
More than 500%
over
increase.
700% increase.
Yes.
So it will be very difficult. When the issue started, we discussed it. When the issue started, they quickly rushed and increased the airfare to 50,000 baseline,
Yes.
thinking that they were going to. And I said it then. I keep saying that they made the worst mistake, rushing into that increment. They would have waited to observe how far this thing is going to rise. Then it was around 690 or 670 to 700. Now we're talking about 800 and 900.
But what stops them from even further increasing it then?
Yeah, because already the one that did this generated a lot of talks. People were saying that these guys were exploiting us, that they could have managed the situation. But they didn't manage it. At the long run,
When you talk about management, what do you mean by management? Because look,
you see, aviation fuel is not part of what is subsidized.
yes,
We
so
need to understand
the
this.
cost of operations actually has increased. So when
Yeah,
you talk about
the
management,
companies
Mhm.
that the airlines manage, they buy their fuel
Yes,
and they use it.
yes,
Government is not subsidizing it.
companies
At the
obviously not
point, people
subsidized.
were even some analysts were saying that these guys were looking for a way to make government to subsidize that for them. That was part of what people were saying then when they were complaining about it. Now we're doing business. A company like Airpeace is an international airline.
It
You
is.
have issues with buying the thing 900 naira in Nigeria, you go abroad. Airpeace every day flies abroad.
No, but when you convert it, these things are international prices.
No, the price in Nigeria is not international price.
Are you suggesting
The
it is
price
higher?
the where you have international price when you are talking about crude oil. Crude oil is sold in dollars.
Yes.
So
What
dollar
about
is the basic.
Jet A1?
Jet Air One is not. That's why we are talking about 900 naira.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, if you go to the Republic of Benin or Togo
You
or
will
Ghana,
buy it at the price they are selling it there.
which may be the same thing when you convert it to naira.
No. The problem is not with it's not inflation. Let's not get it twisted. It's because we don't have it in Nigeria. It's scarce. And you know we are not manufacturing it here.
Yeah,
We are not
Jet A1
refining
is
it
not
here.
being refined here.
So they go abroad to buy it and they bring it in here and they sell it. So they are complaining that the price keeps increasing. Some of everything that have a working refinery, they will not have that situation. Because the situation of saying dollar is scarce and this and that will not arise. If you have it in Nigeria, because we have the crude oil here.
Yes, the crude oil is
They
here.
don't have the facilities to process it. And what we do is that we carry our crude oil abroad and we still pay
Refine it
so
and
much
pay
money
more
to
to bring
bring
it back.
it back. And the place you're taking it to, you're not even paying for that. There's a way they do it by butter. They process and give you if you bring it now, it's worth $1 million, for example.
The crude oil.
If you bring crude oil, worth $1 million, they process it and give you fuel or aviation fuel or gas, depending on what you want, equivalent of $1 million.
But there are still other,
There are still other waste. So
not
that is
waste. There are other products in that crude oil.
byproducts.
Byproducts
Byproducts of
in
that.
that crude oil.
So that is why we have a serious issue. We need to make our refinery to work. And it's unfortunate that Basanjo came, Jonathan, Yaradua came, Jonathan came, Buhari, anti-corruption giant, reward came, and nothing happened. Now Nigeria is just hoping on Dangote to finish its refinery before they can survive. So that is where we find ourselves, and that is why this that aero contractor is not going to be the only one.
Are
Very
you
soon we are going to have a situation where other airlines will show down. The big ones may just survive for surviving sake. Now there is something they are doing apart from shutting down. Aero contractors shut down passenger operations. We need to understand that.
Yeah.
They are still doing their normal private jet business.
charter? It's on charter.
Yes. Which means if you pay high, you know that one you pay higher. They source for the fuel and they carry you and bring you back. But at the same time, what they did is that they tactically avoided cost. Because shutting down operations means the workers are going to go.
Yes.
Services, all these people working cleaners, everybody
They will be,
will
yeah,
go.
and the cost will be reduced.
To be reduced. Whenever they have business to do, somebody needs a charter, they will just call few staff, come and arrange for that. Few pilots and crew, of course, those ones should be on standby always because you need to be touching the plane once in a while. That one will just come and you pay them for that moment, they go and come back, and that's all. So the economy is getting tighter for everybody. I was saying that they won't be the only one. Very soon we will see a situation where other airlines will shut down. Because it's not affecting only them. One of the airlines that may not shut down easily now is airlines like Air Peace.
A piece because they have international operations.
Apart from that, because they've come to a level where you know that they've grown beyond
The local
local.
hindrances.
Yes, they can afford to risk it, even if they are not breaking it. But for the fact that you need to maintain that for a while, airlines managed by state government like Ibon Air will not shut down
Yes.
because there is a state government fund
Yes.
servicing that one. Then some private ones who just came up like Green Air and Co. Then you have because of course by the time you're starting an airline, you have a forecast appropriations will be in the next 5-10 years. You have resources kept somewhere for that. So I'm sure
No, but all of these things we are talking about are not really solution to the problem because
not really.
if these people, these airlines continue to operate, they are going to be operating at a loss. How long can they sustain it
I don't
without increasing the airfares?
no, but I don't think anybody is stopping them from increasing the airfares. But they're also looking at the business environment.
I know that when the airfare was increased, in January I traveled to Lagos and going the flight was around 33, no 38, 39,000. Coming it was 23,000. It was that cheap. You understand?
Yeah.
But
Now,
right now, when the thing was increased to 50,000 baseline, a number of Nigerians shouted, and for the first 1, 2, 3 days, 1 week, passenger
people were not
people
traveling.
were not traveling.
By
But
air.
then people adjusted
Yes, of
and they
course.
started traveling again.
For the fact that we have insecurity problems in this country,
People must travel
people
by
must
air.
travel by air. It's actually the safest. Now, even the little train that was helping in this Abuja Kaduna is no longer working. The same insecurity
The,
problem.
the country has a plethora of problems.
So yeah, we have a situation where the 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 transport, the air aviation industry must function because people need it. People must use it every day. There are business people who travel every day. Now, the next phase of operation is going to be, I think they are already doing it. They are going to shut down states that are not viable. What
Okay,
do I mean? If an airline is going Abuja to Lagos,
that is a viable route.
Abuja to Enugu,
A
viable
viable route.
because it's serving the east. Abuja to Kano, viable to serve the north. An airline going to Abuja to Maiduguri will definitely shut down now. They will stop that part of operations. You know what? Because in Abuja to Maiduguri, you may not have up to 20 passengers.
Yes,
Coming back, you may not even have up to 10.
yes.
So instead of wasting your fuel to go to that route,
Shut down that.
conserve the fuel, you move to Kano. Any person that is going from there, you drop them in Kano. If they are interested, you come back to Abuja with a full load. So that's going to be the next phase. I think surveillance are already doing it. This Ibadan, this Makodi, Rangers, not true. I don't think Kaduna has that traffic. Any state that doesn't have traffic, of course, for a while they are going to shut them down. So we have a situation like that. And I think that's the next phase of what is going to happen. And I think it's already happening. Before, if nothing is done, if the country does not look for a way to tackle it, it's going to gradually lead to another airline shutting down operations again.
So, what's the solution to all of this? Are we saying this thing is going to end up being government coming in to subsidize fuel or increasing the price of the ticket prices, or because people must travel?
See, I think
Or are we waiting for Dangote refinery? This Dangote refinery, I'm not sure it's even coming on board this year again.
look at we have to understand the situation. We can't keep increasing the fares.
Yeah, but
There is no money.
on the other hand, the airlines can continue to operate at a loss.
Understand me? There's no money. There's a level at which you increase it. People will not go again. People will reach the road. And they will say after all, some people are going and they will not kill everybody on the road or kidnap everybody. So we can't that's not a solution. That's like shifting the problem. The solution is that we need to start refining these products in Nigeria. It's a matter of now.
But when you
But
say a
it's not
matter of
possible.
now, it's not something that can happen now.
But it's not possible.
It's not possible.
It's something we have to. If you say government should go into subsidizing these things, remember the percentage of Nigerians that travel by air is not. I don't think they're up to 1%. We need to
Yes,
understand that.
that's true. They're not up to 1%.
So we can't take the general resources and go and subsidize for few people that go by air. The majority of the people who are
That
in
is
the
true.
locality, in the villages, they don't go by air.
Yes,
So why would you use their money to go and subsidize for people who go by air?
but that may be
It's
the
going to
case
get
because
to
the people who make the laws, they are the ones who might decide to subsidize it.
but I don't see it happening.
But that would be unfair.
Nigeria does not even have the resources to do that.
Yeah, Nigeria does not have the resources.
Imagine what we are doing with the normal PMS, the motor petrol.
It may
We cannot even manage the situation.
the Jet A1 may actually find itself in Cotonou again.
You will start having serious issues if you travel into that.
Yes.
And I think this government is the most clueless government. They don't have solutions to any problem. They are not planning to address any problem. They are just waiting for time to come so that they will hand over and go. So they are not doing anything about it. I can assure you. Because I have not heard anything. They are planning to bring a new airline when people are talking about shutting down.
Which new airline is it?
Nigeria Air, of course.
Oh, of course, yes, there's Nigeria Air coming
So
on.
it shows that I mean why the minister talked anything about this. Nothing is happening. They're not doing anything.
Yes, not even
They are
to
just looking
address
at
the
you know
public
the way
on this issue.
the way they are going. They are looking at this problem like let us see how this thing will end.
Or how it would play out.
Yeah, you know when you're in autopilot, this situation, this country, this aviation, we are in autopilot. Thing is moving, we're just following. Whatever happens, we'll see. If we wake up one day and all of them say they don't want to fly again, people will start going by road. Or people that have money, these same people will start going by charter flights.
Yes, they have the money.
They have the money. So at the end of the day, it's going to be between the little ones among us who cannot charter the flights. That will end up using the road. So I don't see any solution for now. The real solution is have your refinery working.
But even if we have the refinery working, who is going to be refining the products? Because it's not, of course we know it's not the federal government. The four refineries are doing virtually nothing.
No, if
Dangote refinery is going to be operating for profit.
Yeah.
And the Dangote refinery is going to buy crude oil from the or from the NNPC, even though the NNPC is a limited liability company now, they are operating for profit. But Dangote refinery is going to be buying from the NNPC, and except the federal government or the NNPC decides to buy or to sell crude oil to Dangote refinery at a lower cost or at a lower price than the international price, we are going to still have the same.
No, let me tell you. No, let me tell you why we will not have. You know, when of course, they are not going to sell at lower. They are going to sell at
The international
market
price.
When you sell to them at the international market price, you would have saved the cost of transportation.
That is true. Granted.
Then you
The,
also
the landing cost again from
yes, you also solve the problem of talking about dollar this, dollar that, because everything will be in naira. You cannot have them in Nigeria and be doing business in dollar.
Granted.
So that means if you have your naira, you buy with naira.
Yes.
You don't need to go and buy dollar.
Yes. And that will also increase the value of the naira.
So we need that refinery. See, in 1999, the problem is that Nigerians, we are not serious. We are not serious. In 1999, when Obasanjo gave the licenses for refineries, people to be free to build refineries and everything, he gave them licenses. You know what they did? They decided to use that license to import fuel. That's why we have a situation where Capital Oil and Co. were just importing fuel down $3 dollar. They were just importing fuel. Nobody built anything until this moment that Dangote started building. So the situation is precarious, but we'll get over it. And we hope the government will do something about it. But for now, honestly, I don't see this situation coming to an end in the nearest future. It has to take a miracle. And we don't even have, the minister is not even thinking in that line. I don't think they are even bothered about it.
So we need a miracle. A miracle is what we need according to AGK. And your word is usually heavy with with meaning. We need a miracle.
Yes, we will need a miracle to address this situation.
Well, miracle is what we need according to you. As we want to draw a curtain on today's program, it has been Money Radio and it's the transportation segment of the program. And the right man has been in the studio, AGK. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
I want to say thank you to our producers also, but our biggest thanks go to you who follow us loyally on this program. I've been your host, Cees Harmon. Until we meet again for another edition, which by Monday shall be the national economy segment of the program. We're saying to you from this studio, have a great weekend. God bless you and stay safe.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080 3688 6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
10 minutes for you to
Yeah,
lecture
you're
me.
walking down. Let's talk.